The black shroud of night was spread. There was a strange sadness in the air. The man, whose name was Kashif, was sitting on an old bench. Once he was one of the big businessmen of the city, but today he had only the clothes on his body. There was a strange emptiness in his eyes, as if his soul had left him. Kashif's wealth, honor, and business had been taken away by a betrayal. The person he considered his greatest ally had betrayed him. At first, slowly, then in a single night, everything was gone.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
His bank account was empty, his house had been auctioned, and the people he considered his own were no longer willing to even look at him today. Do I really have nothing left now? He began to think. But fate has its own tricks. At that moment, an old beggar came and sat down near him. He was wrapped in a dirty shroud, but there was a strange sparkle in his eyes. "Son, you seem very worried. What happened?" Fakir asked with a faint smile. Kashif was furious. "What do you think? What have you lost in life that you can understand my pain?" Fakir laughed. "Lost? I had lost everything, son, but then I found the real treasure." Kashif laughed sarcastically. "Really? And what is that?" Fakir took a deep breath. "That treasure is peace, gratitude, and truth. I too had lost everything while running after wealth, but when everything got out of hand, then I found what was actually valuable." Kashif found Fakir's words stupid, but still there was an unknown attraction that forced him to listen. "But what should I do? Everything is gone. How can I stand up again?" The Fakir smiled and said, "If everything is over, it means that now you are close to living a real life. Sometimes it is only after losing everything that we learn what we really want. You just have to take the path of truth and hard work once, and the paths will open up on their own." Hearing this, Kashif fell silent. That night, he lay on the ground, looking up at the sky. Perhaps for the first time, he realized how lonely he really was. When the light of morning spread across the sky, Kashif's eyes opened. He had spent the night on the ground, but today he did not feel the restlessness he had before. The Fakir's words were echoing in his mind. The real treasure is peace, gratitude, and truth. But were these all just words, or was there really a truth? He had no place, no support, but it was not impossible to start life again. Kashif remembered an old friend of his, Tariq. The two of them were once business partners, but when Kashif was drunk with success, he had cheated Tariq out of the business. Today, when Kashif had nothing left, his heart wanted to apologize to him once and for all. He somehow reached Tariq's shop, which was in an ordinary market in the city. Tariq was now a middle-class businessman, but his face was calm. He looked content. "Tariq ... Kashif said hesitantly. Tariq looked at him in shock. "Kashif, you here?" Kashif had no words, but he knew that an apology was necessary. "I know I did wrong to you. My pride blinded me. Today I have nothing left, and I only want to apologize to you." Tariq remained silent. After a few moments, he took a deep breath and said, "Kashif, when did I forgive you? But life itself taught you a lesson. I want to live again, but I don't know where to start." Kashif's voice was breaking. Tariq thought for a while, then made a decision. "If you have really changed, I can give you a chance, but it won't be an easy path. You have to start from the bottom, let go of your pride, and work honestly." "I'm ready," Kashif said firmly. Tariq hired him to work in his shop, but he didn't have any special facilities. He had to work like a common labourer, carry heavy loads, and listen to people. On the first day, he was exhausted and broke down. His hands got blisters, but there was peace in his heart. A few weeks later, when Tariq saw that Kashif was really working honestly, he sat him down with him one day and said, "Do you know what you are most different about these days?" Kashif asked in surprise, "What?" Tariq smiled and said, "Now, instead of pride, there is humility on your face, and this is what is leading you to the real treasure." Kashif thought he could have found wealth, could have returned everything, but today, for the first time, he felt that the real wealth in life is the respect of others, honesty, and peace. A few months later, one day suddenly Kashif got a big opportunity. The CEO of a famous company came to Tariq's shop and offered him a deal. But the real surprise came when the CEO saw Kashif and recognized him. "Kashif, you here? I heard your story that you were ruined." Kashif smiled and replied, "Yes, I was robbed, but the real treasure is now found." The CEO thought for a while, then said, "We have a project, and we need an honest man who knows the value of rising above the ground." "Are you interested?" Kashif thought for a moment. This opportunity could change his life, but would he repeat his mistakes again, tempted by wealth and power? "I am interested, but first I want to know what this project is," Kashif asked seriously. The CEO smiled and replied, "We are working on a new business venture. We need someone who understands the ups and downs of business, who has learned from past mistakes. I have heard about you that your life has changed a lot. We need someone who works with honesty and humility." Hearing this, a ray of hope dawned in Kashif's heart. "But I am working as a common laborer. How can you trust me?" Because a person who remains true to his principles, even after losing wealth, is the most valuable asset, the CEO said seriously. Kashif looked at Tariq hesitantly. Tariq nodded as if saying, "This may be the beginning of your second life, but don't give up your principles." Kashif decided, "I am ready, but on one condition. I want Tariq to join this project, because if I am here today, it is only because of him." Tariq was surprised to hear this, but the CEO smiled. "That's not what happened. Such people are the ones who succeed. The real treasure of life is not wealth, but honesty, hard work, and the passion to learn. The one who does not lose courage even after losing everything, the real victory belongs to him." Tell us in the comment box how you liked this story.